everybody, and welcome to the second edition of the MCCIC Podcast. I'm here with my host, as always, Baccs, also known as Shotobai, and I guess also now known as Cookathy. Today we have our guest here, Chris the Guy 5. We are fresh off MCC 30. It's literally just finished less than 40 minutes ago. I wanted to start off by asking you, Chris, did you enjoy watching this MCC? Was it a good one for you?
Yes, actually. MCC 30 was shockingly one of the most competitive ones I've watched. I watched Purple's perspective and kind of hopped around every now and then.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah, it was certainly down to a lot of like the crazy teams that were put together that caused it to be so competitive.
oh yeah, like Lime team was crazy and they got like sixth, I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
Yellow was insane. Purple was I don't even think Purple should have existed. That's how
Yeah,
broken it was.
so a team of like Fire Breathman, Scots Major, Solidarity, and who was the fourth?
It was FBM, Solidarity in the Woodwood, in the Littlewood, and Scott. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically all players that can, well, Fire Breathman who did get first, I believe, and then all players that can top 20 is quite ridiculous. But you also have the other side of things, the other team that made Dodgeball alongside Purple in yellow that had Purple and Frost.
Yeah, that was probably the most insane duo of the event. Though JoJo and Pete was an insane duo as well, but they didn't cook as much as I thought. I was kind of like, wow, that was a shocker for me.
I guess Bad Game Order did their team dirty more than anything.
Yeah, they had a really bad game in
But
order.
one fun fact that I'd like to point this out as soon as this MCC was over is the duo of Purple and Antfrost has got second and third in Block Wars, and then in this have got second and third. Just going to show how ridiculous these players are.
Yeah, Amfrost and Purple are on a tear right now in the community. They are
Yeah,
every tourney so far. They are on a tear. They're going crazy. Fire Breathman
especially
is too. I think
yeah.
he's won 3 tourneys this month.
Yeah, especially I'd like to say Antfrost is someone who's like had a rough start maybe to tournaments, and then now is considered one of like the scariest competitors.
Yeah, even seeing because Ampharos plays a lot of Island, even seeing him in Island is scary, very scary because he can play good. I saw him do a very Island play where he just did a cobweb creeper, and I was like, oh my god, he learned that from Island. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, the cobweb creeper like that is something that is 100% island. Like, have you done much of the cobweb creepers? I can't do it.
I can't do it either. I'm awful at Sky Battle.
Max, you've been able to pull off the cobweb creepers. I think I've seen you do it.
I mean, like, I can do them, but I just never use them. I'm not a big fan. It's not as satisfying as it is
I
anymore
think yeah,
because it's not
I
one
think
shot.
it's I think it's a game sense skill more than like it's like if you have the wherewithal to do it, then do it. But if you're good with a sword, just stab
Yeah.
them.
I don't
But
know. I think
I thought MCC 30 was really good. The finale was certainly something to talk about, with the last game being the Hole in the Wall remix, where you had hunger and you had food, which might frankly be the goofiest finale you will ever have to an MCC.
yeah. So I'm a hole in the wall main, but a hole
Yes.
in the wall final, I hate the hole in the wall I final idea. Because hole in the wall is just not a good final game, especially with the remix. It just made it really like I wouldn't say a bad game to play, but it was a what is going like it was a very weird thing. Like it
Yeah,
was very very wacky, and
yeah.
and Purple capitalized on it
Me, me,
very
me
well.
and me and Burks have a good history of Hole in the Wall ruining tournaments
Yeah,
by being their
bro.
finale.
That's
To be fair,
Uh,
we had a tournament where one round of Hole in the Wall ruined us pretty much.
oh yeah.
but
If
large.
I know a lot
Yeah.
about hole in the
So,
wall.
I've been
yeah,
practicing
yeah.
hole in the large, so if we team next time, it's not happening again. We're winning. If we team next time, we're winning.
It's over now. It's over.
It's over. No more.
That
No
So
more of that
but
hole
we
in the
are
wall.
Yeah, we are with someone who knows a lot about training a hole in the wall.
We are as well.
so so
So,
so Chris,
um, go on,
go ahead.
Large. You can ask the
No,
question.
no, no. So what is your current place on the wins leaderboard for hole in the wall right now?
I am currently 10th. I have fallen off. I've
Oh
actually,
wow,
yeah,
good
I've,
fall off.
yeah, I've completely fallen off on the. So I'm pretty sure my placements. I may get this wrong. I know for a fact I'm 10th on the lifetime leaderboards for most wins with 1,400 and a half, like
What on earth?
1,460 something. I think it was 66. I can't remember. That's how many wins I have. Top threes, I'm pretty sure I'm like 9th or 10th, and then also lifetime walls dodged. I think I'm 10th as well there.
That's
absolutely
insane.
good.
That's insane. That's actually insane.
Absolutely
Yeah,
insane.
it's it takes a lot of dedication. I'll say that.
I think this is something that we've both spoke before about Baccs is that the leaderboard players, it just takes so much time to like
Yeah.
get onto those leaderboards.
I feel like you
Yeah.
just have a lot of time in your hands. And recently, Zenro, he not recently, like a couple weeks ago, he had 1,000 daily kills. So that is something I could never.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time to do that. That's just like that's the whole day. I feel
You
like
don't have the
you have to
energy.
dedicate your whole day to get something like that.
So just to list off a few of the other things in hole in the wall I've done. I've gotten 50 wins in a day. I've gotten
Oh my god.
10 games in a row I've won.
Yeah, don't you,
I've
isn't that the longest, like one of the longest recorded win streaks?
what is that?
Don't you have like one of the longest win streaks for a whole?
Yeah, I have a good solid big unrecorded win streak, and I think it was 8. Yeah, it was an 8 win streak that it was recorded for a tourney that I actually won. It was an event, longest win streak wins. If you get like 7 or 8, I can't remember the exact number, you get this special roll. And I that was the week I
You wanted
really
it. You
turned it
wanted it.
up. Huh?
You wanted that role.
Oh yeah, that was the week I turned it up because I played. I think that entire week I played 12 hours of hole in the wall a day for I think it was 6 days. So that is roughly that's roughly 3 days of just hole in the wall and music is what I've done there. And that got me I don't know, that could have been early February, maybe in January somewhere in there cuz I hit 500 on New Year's Day. And then
Yeah.
no, actually, oh, I'm remembering stuff wrong. It was I got the tourney was actually like in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, the event was in December, and I was on a tear in December to get to 500. And I got it, and then uh, there's always been on the hole in the wall leaderboard. There's always been this group of people that were untouchable. They had 1,000 wins and up, and it was
Yeah.
4 people. Well, I got
believe
my
I know these
500
names.
and I was 5th. I was 5th around the end of the year, and I said, you know what? Why don't we just go all out? So January and the beginning of February, I went absolutely insane. I got roughly, I almost doubled my wins. I over doubled my wins in that time alone, and I was doing like crazy hours of hole in the wall. And that's how I got to like I was the 5th person ever to break the one since the reset, 5th person ever to break the 1K hole in the wall wins barrier. And then everyone else behind me did it because they thought it was cool. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I just did the cool thing before everyone else. That's great.
Yeah, you got in before everyone else jumped on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So there's another hole in the wall player. His name's Sourish Candle. Me and
Oh, wow.
him love racing each other, and I think I've won the majority of our races. He's winning the long run because I've currently retired from hole in the wall. I just can't devote that much time anymore. It's a game. It's a
Old
game
man's
of time.
put his feet up. Old man's put his feet up.
Yeah. Hole in the wall. If you could dedicate the hours to it, you could be up there. But I just can't dedicate those hours anymore. But me and Sour were racing the 500. He got like 300 and 400. and I was like, oh, he may win, and then turned it up and got the 500. I think the day before him on New Year's Day, because I refused to go to a party because I wanted that last win so I could beat him. And then literally 2 hours later, he beat me and was one above me on the leaderboard. But I knew I beat him, and he knew as well, so it was great. And I think after that, he beat me to 600, 700, 800.
So
And
it
then
just
I beat him to
became
901K.
so it just became
That's
a back and forth race.
Yeah, I took the big milestones. He took everything in between. Yeah, the race for 1K between me and Sour was like it was probably one of those moments in my life where I was extremely, and I mean extremely dedicated to something that grand because again, fifth person since the reset do it, and I was competing against one of my friends, so I poured so much into it, and I beat him by like a week or 4 days, because 4 days after because I recorded me getting my 1000th win, and 4 days after he did his. So yeah, it's all fun.
So
Go
just a
ahead.
disclaimer. There's a reason why we chose Chris for today, except for original guest Tyler. He had an accident, so he wasn't able to continue. But we'll reschedule sometime, and we'll get Tyler back in. So
Rest
this
in
is just
peace,
something we
Tyler.
had to clarify in the beginning, but that's just our bad. But now we can just continue with Chris, our main guy,
Yeah.
Chris, to talk about everything.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sorry for the
rest in peace,
interruption.
Tyler, man. He
Yeah,
poor
it
guy.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, so to loop it things back round, so like that was a big chat about hole in the wall. I wanted to
Okay.
talk about how the dodgeball for MCC 30 went.
Yeah, the dodgeball. So
So for those of you who like aren't like fully aware, they have like the rules now where if you're the losing team, you start with both the arrows.
yeah,
So I'll let Chris give his take on how this played
yeah.
out today.
I have a wacky take on this. So I don't like that rule. I'm a
Same,
dodgeball
I
main
don't.
as well. I think if I were to pick something, I'd pick hole in the wall, yes. But if I was not picking hole in the wall, I'd be like, okay, fine, I'll pick dodgeball because I love dodgeball. I've played with some of the biggest dodgeball sweats like Brow, Mellow. I've played with all them. Oh Health. They're all fun group of people.
Yeah.
And I'm staffing a dodgeball server as well. Uh, and I play dodgeball where it's even the whole time. If your team just sucks, your team just sucks. But I don't know. I don't like the new rule because I think it gives the team that's losing too much of an advantage, because you could suck until that last round. That's all that matters, and you just get lucky and win, which I think
So
is kind of exactly what happened in 30.
yeah,
Because
yeah, pretty much.
yeah,
That's
purple,
exactly what happened.
every time it was fair, purple lost except for the last one when it mattered, when it was fair, which it shouldn't have even got to that point. It should have been fair the whole time, and if so, you would see yellow win. However, we're saying here Fire Breath Man
So
has the second one.
from yeah, so that's basically how today went down, and then purple ended up winning because they could just clutch out the win of the last one because they kept getting the two arrows because they lose the previous round. So they
Yeah,
basically
that's.
won because they were losing.
Yeah, that's kind of my take on it. I don't like the new rule, and in fact, if that was implemented in a dodgeball I was playing, I would just drop.
Well,
I don't.
yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna ask. Is as from a player perspective, as I know, Baccs, you played in dodgeball tournaments before, right?
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, exactly. Like how would that like? I'm sure if that was a rule in these tournaments, you'd be like quite
Nah, I'll be
frustrated by that
infuriated.
rule.
I feel like
Yeah, exactly.
there's no skill involved. It's just
Yeah,
handicapping the opposite team.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
yeah. It handicaps the good team, if you will, and
yeah,
I can't get behind it. So that's just me.
yeah, I agree. This is something that I just found kind of stupid. But
Oh yeah.
they
It
tried something new, and now they know that they should never do it again. So that's good. Or I
yeah.
hope so, at
Hopefully
least. I
they can
hope they
change
learned.
it. I
I
hope they
don't
can
think
change
they're gonna
it.
change it. Sadly, they want
Yeah.
for some reason they want the dodgeball to be close, which I don't understand why. It was perfect already. Why'd you have to change it and
Well,
make it closer?
for their entire perspective, they're seeing it from a content making perspective, I guess, and
Hmm.
they're just after the biggest like content really, and it's not. The I guess I personally think it's great content if we just saw yellow absolutely white.
Yeah,
That would have been absolutely fantastic.
yeah, and there it also eliminates the possibility of a reverse sweep, pretty much. In
Yeah,
its
reverse
entirety.
sweeps are hype, like are the most like hype thing you can do in a dodgeball, surely.
Yeah, reverse sweep is like one of the biggest things like ever. I mean, I remember when what team did it? It was a Christmas one against it was Green Pete, False and Kara were the enemy team. It was Puns, Illumina, Krinios,
Ah, yes,
Eric.
yes,
It was
that
those
that
four.
team.
Those four, they pulled off a reverse sweep. Illumina played insane, and then Puns absolutely popped off in the last round and a half. And I was like, oh my god, it's probably the sickest dodgeball I've ever watched in my life. That and also uh Techno and Dreams dodgeball, which oh
Yeah.
masterpieces.
That's like one of
Oh
the
yeah.
only MCCs I've watched in those two teams, and it was, I can't lie, it was a demolition. I don't think something like that would ever happen again. I was
Yeah.
just,
If
it was crazy.
what there's also another dodgeball. Oh, Dream Sapnap, Michael McChill, Quackity dodgeball
Yes,
goes
yes,
so insane. It is
yeah.
it is insane. They're against Puns, Captain, Jack, and oh, who's the last one? Puns, Captain Jack,
CPK.
CPK. Yeah. Oh, I love
CPK.
CPK. But yeah, they were against. Oh, it was Dream and Sapnap know how to play a good dodgeball.
Oh, of course.
It was insane. Like I think one of them survived every single time, and Dream had this awesome play. Uh, I don't like. He had an insane play where he was aiming. New Puns had the arrow. It was the last round, aiming at CPK, who was on the right side of the map. Puns was on the left, and he was on the right side of his map. He was aiming at CPK and F5, waited for Puns to like try and quick shoot Dream or himself, but then he jumped forward as Puns was pulling back his arrow, and Puns shot and completely missed. And I have used that so much. It is probably
Yeah.
the sickest play I've ever seen, and I love it. I love that play. I use it constantly.
But yeah, go ahead.
But I was just gonna, are we still gonna talk about MCC, or can we move on to new
No,
topic?
yeah,
'Cause that
yeah.
was,
Let's move on to some more MCCIC related stuff.
yeah.
I guess MCC was fresh in our mind, so we wanted to get a
Oh
good
yeah.
chunk of that out of the
I
way.
mean, it's not
Yeah,
something that happens too often, so of course we
Yeah,
had to we had to
Oh, yeah.
include it. We had
yeah,
to.
we
Yeah.
got it. We got
I
it.
will say Purple played hell of a game. Purple is
Oh,
crazy. I'll just say
Purple
that
was
we can move on. I just had
Yeah.
to throw that out there.
All right, so
So
let's talk about the newly tourney that we just announced. Casual
Beta?
7, beta 7, yeah.
Yeah,
So
casual beta 7.
how are you
So
feeling about this tournament?
so I'm feeling pretty good about it. I've kind of had a hands-off approach to this one because I've been working on something bigger. Beta, this one is more of a pop-up, if you will, because
yeah,
with the announcement of open beta, we wanted to throw out probably one of the last betas that we can. So that's what we've done. We saw that they were announcing open beta, and we were like, oh, we should do a pop-up. That way it could be the last chance for a beta winner and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I know someone personally, Mr. Piston. He'll probably watch this. Whose entire goal for the longest time is to get a beta win before open beta. So this may be one of his like last opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, we threw this tourney out there like, all right, this is one of the last chances, and we just wanted to put on another good show because I feel like community puts on a really good show.
Yeah, I feel like we're also in a position where it was either do a tournament now or wait a long time for the big one. So we were
Oh, yeah.
like, let's pop this up. Let's see who wants to play.
Big
Get some
one.
people. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry for stepping out. I had to take care of some business.
No,
I
no,
appreciate you
it's
guys
always
all heard
cool.
that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we won't talk about that too much. So your staff almost everywhere. I was just wondering if you could clear up on like what are some of the differences that you found in your short time here versus some of the other places you've been staff at.
Yeah, so to clarify, I am staff in 6 different servers. I'm staff in MCCI Funny. I'm staff in Hole in the Wall Dojo. I'm staff in MCCIA. I'm staff in trying to think so I remember this correctly. I'm staff in Community now, and I'm staff in another server which I can't really talk about yet because it's still a secret and we're still working on it. That
Whoa.
one I'm excited about that one. That one I can't say much about. Not my room to talk about, but it's gonna be great.
Okay.
And then what was another one that Resort. That's Jay Tensei server. He's a great lad.
Okay.
So the differences in staff. I was also staff for MCCIT. Just to put that out there. The differences between tourneys and how they host is rather similar, but at the same time, it can also be different. For example, Hole in the Wall Dojo tourney that's hosted by normally me, Lee, or Main Meek, and Lovely, and Lee is Lovely, y'all. Probably the best host that this community has.
Oh, great people and also a very like good server to take part in events for.
Oh yeah, Dojo is probably I love Dojo, but I also love Hole in the Wall. So
Yeah, if you're a
but
fan of Hole in the Wall, go check it out and get yourself
yeah,
playing some Hole in the Wall.
Hey,
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
good tourney to practice in, guys.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah. You guys should start practicing there. They host pop-ups all the time. They're great.
And it's
But,
sweaty. And it's really, really sweaty.
oh yeah, there's the top. If you can imagine the top 100 hole in the wall players all in the same tourney, that's what Dojo is, and it's insane.
But it
But
is really fun.
the differences between servers are jarring at times. Like for example, Dojo and Island Champions did probably the first partner tourney, and it was
Oh yes, I was aware.
oh yes, I took a back foot on that one because I needed a break, but that one was crazy. Like there was nothing similar has ever happened, and it's crazy. Like dojo tourneys are very different to other tourneys, but MCC Funny, MCCIT, and not really community, but they all kind of like fit in that same slot of like you play the 4 games and then dodgeball. But dojo,
Yeah.
it's just 1 game and maybe 2 because of the partner thing. Who knows where that's going.
Yeah,
And-
that tournament was really interesting. So if I'm correct on that tournament, it was 2 games. It was Hole in the Wall and Battle Box.
Yes, it was. We partnered with, I think it was Mello's server. Mello is the owner of Island Champions, which is I would say probably the biggest BattleBox server. I don't know if that's a controversial thing to say, but
No,
I think it is.
No, I think like
Yeah.
I for sure I'll agree.
Yeah,
Or at
but
least I do.
Yeah, Champions is the biggest BattleBox server, and Dojo is obviously the biggest hole in the wall server. So, I think I pitched the idea. I was like, guys, we should do something with our partnerships, and Lee was like, that's a good idea. I'm gonna talk to Mello because I want to do a BattleBox hole in the wall tourney really bad, and I was like, I'm with you on that. That's great, and I took a back foot because I needed a break, so I let Lee do most of it. Lee is awesome. Lee, lovely, best community host, like best host in the community, by far, no debate. I think I'm okay at hosting. I mean, I'm staff for like 6 places. I should be able to be okay at it, but honestly, Lee, insane work ethic and just insane at hosting.
Shout out to Lee. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, Lee, you're good. Yeah, you're really good. It's funny because whenever I have something that I don't know, like in terms of hosting or Minecraft or anything, I go to Lee first because Lee practically knows everything about hosting. But then we also have this vice versa thing where team making. If there's team making, I'm 90% of the time the guy that gets asked, "Hey, how good is this person? How good is this person?" Because I literally
that's-
know everyone.
Yeah, that's exactly something I did want to talk about. Is you got some fair experience, and it's also something you very much enjoy. I believe in team building. So, like, what is some of like your experiences and troubles that you've had team building for maybe some of these servers?
I will say IT IT team building is OP. Like you can put
Yes.
some of the best of the best in the same team and it's balanced. However, in community, you have to be more lenient with your teams. For example, you can't put Alruth, also Kern, Baccs, and Mikey Ike on a team because they're
Michael,
gonna
Mikey.
blow Mikey Ike. But you
Goat.
can't do that because they're gonna blow people out of the water, and it is not
Yeah.
even fair. So teams and community are on the weaker side, which has taken a lot of getting used to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. I've been in some of the calls where Chris has got to play around with the team builder a little bit, and he'll be placing people into teams and then going, "Oh my god, no, you can't do that."
yeah, I have these things called team making noises. I make them
Yeah.
when I'm team making. It'll be like, "Oh my god," or "Wow, that works." I remember this one time I was with Lee, I think, or no, it was with MCCIT. I was in a call. I was making teams, and I made the most insane team. It was the most I think it was a heyday team. I'm gonna be honest. I think it was a
Let's
heyday
go.
team.
Let's
I think it
go.
was I think it was backstalled. Oh, who was it? It was backstalled. I don't know. I know Backs and Dahl were in it. And I was like, oh, I need a third. I need a fourth person that'll make this balanced because this is a bit OP. And I threw someone on there and it slotted in perfectly. And I went, wow, yeah. And everyone in the VC was like, are you okay? But yeah, that I make a lot of noises when I'm team making. So, but team making is honestly one of the funnest, most fun things I get to do. I love it.
Yeah.
It's just
I find it fun.
amazing.
That's so fun.
Yeah. Team making is like, oh, I do team making very weirdly. Sometimes I'll start with a duo that I really want to happen or that other people really want to happen and that'll work from there. Or I'll just like randomly throw 4 random people on a team and be like, all right, how can I make this better? And then
Yeah.
I work on team. I take really long to make teams. I make teams. I think I spent a total of a day, like a day of looking at a spreadsheet, staring at a team to get it to work. And in the end, I had to scrap the team. That was a full like day
Oh,
of
no.
staring at this team, figuring out how to make it work, and I couldn't even use it. That was a mellow team, and
That
I
sucks.
tried so hard for that thing, but I just couldn't get it. Yeah, I just couldn't get it to work, and that one hurt. I wanted that so bad.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
ask, like, how many times have you made a team and like you thought it was perfect, but it just got scratched out? Like, is it something that's common in a team building? Like, I want to say community, but like
So
the
at the,
team building like aspect.
yeah, so in MCCIT, a few of my teams got stomped out. It happens because I'm not running the show, so I don't make the final call, and sometimes other people have other opinions. So in MCCIT, I made a team. It was I think, it was O Health, Sky Warrior, not the cracked one. I think. I think there's 2 Sky Warriors. I could be completely wrong, but not again like an O Health level player. Then it was
Yeah.
Brow and Mellow. In IT, it was it was actually slightly below average for IT teams.
Yeah.
However, and I tried so hard to make that work, but we didn't see eye to eye, and I wasn't allowed to let it happen, so I had to make a different
Well,
team.
I think even I can comment in a situation where we were looking at some teams ourselves when you first became staff, and you would make a team, and sometimes you have to point out is like, oh yeah, this person's average is this, but it's
But they
not
could
really
make more, yeah,
truthful. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. I think
and that's exactly what I point out.
Backs is easily one of the best examples of this. Is someone whose average is about 3.1k, but he can
Let's
easily
go. I'm the goat.
can,
Yeah,
can easily put out 4k, like easily.
another extreme example of that is Browage, who in IT has pulled off top fives individually. Like Brow is insane. However, in community, they're like bottom 20, which is crazy to me. So they're like on two opposite sides of the totem. So, and I remember bringing this up because someone made a brow team, and it was way too OP, not knowing Brow's actual stats. And I was like, dude, that can't happen. That would win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Some of the crops up often really is like people's proof of what they're actually capable of. So in this last tournament that we've just had past the beta balance 3, we had someone in Delano XD who scored 5.4k unmultiplied, which is one of I think it's the second or third highest score ever that we've ever
yeah,
had.
I think it's second, and Zunk
yeah.
just beats it out.
Yeah, I think Zunk beats it out by like 100 or something.
Yeah.
And then but now is that his roof? Or are we gonna now have to mega nerf him because that's how good he is?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Delano. I remember being in a VC scoring, and we were just scoring, and then we saw Delano going crazy, and we're like, "What? What is this? What the hell?"
Yeah.
And then it just kept going and going and going, and we're like, "Oh my god, this guy's going insane!" I think he got the second highest score of all time, and I was literally chatting with Flame. I was like, Flame, this guy's crazy. We gotta nerf him next time. Like, this guy's insane.
Every so often, a player comes out of nowhere, and we all have to realize that they are just that guy.
Yeah, that was Brunted for me. We subbed Brunted in for an IT. I had never heard of him, and also, the person who said he would sub in, they said, I don't really know his skill. I barely know him, but someone said he'd be a good sub. And I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. Brunted out of nowhere, popped off. And then I was like, okay, this guy's pretty good. How about I give him like a middle of the road team next time? So next IT, he got to team with Hasby, but then like,
my God,
2 weaker players, because I also had to put Hasby into the event because a lot of people wanted Hasby in the event. So I put him in, and Brunted went on a tear and broke the point record. I think, I could be wrong. He got 8k points, which the average S tier in IT got 7k points. He got 1k more than that.
Yeah.
And it was insane watching this guy who you haven't heard of a week ago destroy everyone in a matter of minutes. It was insane. Brunted, by far.
Basically what we saw with Delano there was someone who, like, no one really knew. We were expecting the usual players to get the top 5 spots, and then someone comes out of nowhere and gets first. It's actually great to see, in my opinion. I love seeing stuff like this.
Yeah, I love seeing it too. I love seeing new players do really, really well that way. I have new S tiers to play with.
well, this sort of loops into one of our other topics, which also I think we can talk about a fair bit, is open beta and how many new players we're going to get there. Is Baccs, how do you think that's going to affect some of the games that we play, like the big?
All I'm saying is, I know for a fact the skill gap is going to be crazy. We're going to see a lot more insane players coming in. And I'm think especially in Sky Battle, like the PvP community, especially for the previous versions, are going to come in and are just going to be overran by PvP. And I feel like Sky Battle particularly is going to be, this is my guess, is going to be by far the most popular game. I think we're kind of seeing it right now. Yeah. But as we see like any more further news about open beta, we're going to see that my guess is Sky Battle is going to skyrocket. It's going to be like the most played game for a while. And it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. But I feel like for MCCI attorneys, it's kind of like K-Day. We come in, we expecting a PvP. We see everyone playing other games. We do really trash. We complain that it's not PvP, and then they're gonna go in a training arc and they're gonna be good at everything, and it's gonna be crazy. So that's just my guess for how open beta is gonna play out.
Yeah, open beta is gonna be insane. It could go one or two ways. Either A, all the lobbies are gonna become free, which I think they will. I think for the first week, all the lobbies are going to be the freest game of your life. Like, I will probably get a 24-player hole-in-the-wall lobby and be done by easy walls. And it'll be like, what is going on? But then after that week, and it'll be the same thing in BattleBox, but and Sky Battle and stuff like that. But in the next coming few weeks or month, the skill gap will start to widen. There will be huge, and I mean huge, players that will come out of physically nowhere, like Brunted did in IT, and just absolutely shred the people that are around now. Like, I would bet 90% of the leaderboard players that we have now in community won't be on the leaderboards once open beta hits. Because
Yeah, I agree with that.
it's there's gonna be people who are way more dedicated. There's gonna be people that are way more skilled than, frankly, me or Mr. Aren't Real, who's the number one hole in the wall player currently. 3,000 wins, by the way, with that guy. Jesus.
That's crazy.
And he has double mine, over double mine. Let me think. I lost my train of thought talking about Mr. Aren't Real. That guy's hot. Anyways, I had to slip that in. I had to slip that in, okay?
Well,
Sorry,
other
Luke.
thing with open beta is, so yeah, the PvP community is going to absolutely raid Island. I agree with Baccs on that. But we're going to see the strength income of another movement game. So the movement community, I think, is also going to go pretty wild.
Oh, yeah. I think all communities will go wild. I think
Parkour Warrior is going to be an interesting one for
Yeah.
tournaments and just generally MCC Island as a whole.
Yeah, and that new random PvP game we don't know yet.
Oh,
Hope
does
it's
anyone have
good.
any? Yeah, my only theory that I have on that is I kind of think maybe it could be some sort of like TNT bow game, like sort of like dodgeball. Like this might be their way of adapting some sort of. Did you ever play? There's a game called Mine Battle where you basically have to mine and use TNT to go kill each other.
I think so. I think I played that once.
I'm thinking something absolutely chaotic and like that. But I don't know.
Chaotic in nature, yeah.
Yeah, I see this game being very. I think it could be an RNG one.
Yeah. Who
It's
knows? Who
TNT.
knows?
Yeah, exactly. It's something to theorize about there.
But yeah, I think hole in the wall. I think when open beta hits, I may try to get on leaderboard again. But once open beta hits, there's not going to be a chance. I think there are going to be so many dedicated players that I won't have a chance, and I know a few others won't have a chance. Like,
Yeah.
it'll just be crazy.
Yeah,
And
it's gonna be interesting to see how some of these tournaments play out
oh yeah,
as well.
I
Like,
mean,
with like say with Parkour Warrior coming about, we've had players like Zonk who've basically not been playing for a while, who's just probably gonna return and win about nearly every tournament now.
oh yeah, because he's really good at parkour warrior as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
I'm
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
extremely excited. I'm extremely excited for open beta, though. I feel like it'll be the thing that puts the. I don't think it's gonna overtake Hypixel, but I feel like it'll be.
It's gonna be a competitor, I think,
It's
sure.
gonna.
But I
It's
don't
gonna
think
cement. It's gonna cement Island as a competitor, which I love.
But I don't think it will ever. I don't think any server ever will reach peak Hypixel. That is something
Yeah.
I don't think we are not gonna see ever again. That's
Yeah.
something that it's just
Peak.
it's crazy.
peak-
100K people consistently. That is crazy. That is
Yeah,
wow.
peak Hypixel is never gonna be beat. Maybe in like 10 years from now, there will be some server that takes the world by storm again, like Hypixel did, but I heavily doubt it. I think Hypixel at its peak is gonna be the top dog no matter what.
Yeah. But I think MCCI when open beta starts, it's gonna I wanna say this. It might be a bold assumption, but I think it'll reach 10K players. I hope so, at least. It might
I
be a
think
bold
so.
assumption, but I hope it does.
So right, Tommy and it did one stream during closed beta, and it nearly destroyed the server.
All right, so something that we've been talking behind the scenes, and we have agreed that Chris will be able to leak, is this big storm that he's been talking about for a while now, for a big while now, and it's something, even though little to no information about it, but it's something I feel everyone's excited about. Because the way Chris, he's always onto something. So Chris, take the lead here. We're all ears.
I'm really excited. I always try to put my 100% into everything I make, and I've been silently working on it. And Lem knows this. I've been silently working on something huge. It was going to be in IT, but I've shifted most of my ideas to community, with parting ways with that. But I've been to work with community staff, and we have been on a tear, cooking up probably the biggest, maybe not the biggest tourney community has ever hosted, but I think it'll be one of the bigger tourneys that community hosts.
No, I personally believe, if you ask me, I think the biggest we've had to this point was like tournament of the year, which was just like basically like it was like all like the tournament regulars like from all the other servers playing together. That was awesome, and this is something that I think will outdo that quite heavily.
You think this will outdo tournament of the year?
I personally believe this.
Okay, I guess I should fill my pep with more step, I guess. Or step with more pep. There we go.
Yes, great time tournament of the year though. That was a great tournament.
Nah, you guys, you're hyping this up too much. I know nothing about this. Just bro, come on.
I'll give you a bit of a rundown here. This is exclusive. This, you won't hear this anywhere else. This is the leak. This is the big leak that we have built up to this entire episode. I can't say too much, but I will say this event will probably be the most competitive event community will ever have.
So
this is going to be something that highly benefits the competitive players that enjoy these tournaments.
Yes, this event will be probably the most competitive thing to ever come out of community, and I feel like it's over some MCCITs that you see. This event will be very, very pretty competitive.
Damn.
I'd say.
In my opinion, as well, it'll be one of the tournaments that's had some of the most work put into. Like the staff team are all behind, like from the new media team that have come in to basically everyone else. I've been putting a lot of work into this. So you saw the little teaser image that went out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm sure.
part of it.
Yeah, I was about to say. The things that we've put a lot of work into this. I remember I just had gone out of MCCIT, and then I immediately after that became admin here in community. So I was like, okay, I have to start cooking here because IT's out. So I took some of my ideas for IT, I converted them to community, and pretty much I just started going. And this tourney is an idea that I had that was tweaked a little bit to fit community, and we've had teasers for it. We've had screenshots for it. This is going to be the hypest tourney for a really long time. There will be a video on it, which I'm really excited to drop. There is an entire video dedicated to this tourney, and it is insane. You guys are gonna love it. I know, and I've put a lot of work into it. I know the admin team's put a lot of work into it. Lem's put a lot of work into it. Everyone's put a lot of work into it.
This is something that I'm 100% sitting out of to just watch and take part in helping out with this, because this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I don't play in many tourneys anymore. I help run them. That's my kind of thing. I don't play tourneys anymore. I run them pretty much. So that's my jig. I just help run them, and I love it personally.
Well, so you're very excited about this one coming up. What's something maybe in what's been your favorite tournament that you've hosted so far, maybe?
That's a really tricky one. I know for a fact when this tournament happens, it's going to be my favorite by far. but I feel like it would have to be one of the ITs. I don't know which one, but I do know I started. So I played MCCIT 7, and I didn't like it. No one really did because the teams were not good. And I said, all right, I'm gonna contact the owners and say, hey, let me make teams this time. And I did, and they liked it, and they were like, okay, you can make teams. So I made teams for IT 8, 9, and 10. And
Yeah.
pretty much up to that point, they didn't really like putting a lot of people in that I kind of expanded upon. Like they didn't put much of Heyday in. I think I had like either Heyday or like a group similar to it in each event because I figured, why not? Let them play.
Yeah, exactly.
No one wanted to add
Everyone
Heyday.
deserves to play.
Yeah, in MCCIT, no one wanted to add Heyday. No one wanted to add Haidu board. Just, general, they didn't want to add that group. I did because I didn't really know them, but I also knew they want to play. So I was like, okay, put them in.
Well, yeah,
Put
you
'em
don't
in.
you don't need to know them too well. I feel just most people deserve a chance to play.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no matter like, yeah, maybe some people at a certain point may stop getting the chance to play if they're rude and toxic and stuff like that. But if they haven't had the chance to play,
Yeah, yeah, and I was a big advocate on getting a lot of people to play in IT. But to circle back, I don't know. I mean, I loved IT 8. It was my first one, and I think a lot of people liked it. I think 9 was probably the best team wise I did, but then and 10, no, 9. It would actually probably have to be IT 8. Honestly,
yeah,
I think IT 8 was probably one of the best things I've helped
I think
host.
I think that's good because you said you really didn't enjoy 7, so being able to bounce back that quickly is surely something.
Oh yeah,
good.
I think IT 8 I was given the most privilege to do whatever I want, and I
Good.
really took off of it.
They finally
And
let
then,
Cook the guy 5 cook.
yeah, but I'm kind of torn though because I like IT 8. However, for dojo side of things, I basically love every tourney that we do there. So I'm torn. It's either one of the like 10 dojo tourneys I've helped host or IT 8, which I can't decide. If I were to make a tier list, you would have like 10 dojo tourneys and then like IT 8 in the S tier and then IT 9 and 10 in the A tier.
Well, it's good to hear that you've enjoyed hosting a lot of tournaments, really.
Yeah, I pour a lot of time into stuff I do for tourneys and stuff like that.
So I wanted to ask about that video. Do we have like let's say a date, a round, like estimated date on when we can see this big
around the
video drop?
release date. Hold on, let me scan for my files here, see if I can find
Oh, here's a
anything.
release date.
Maybe, who knows? I'm currently searching for it. Let's see. Yeah, no, I don't think we have a release date yet.
Trademark.
However, I will say this. The release date for this video, if you will, this teaser, if you will, I guess is a good way to put it. I will say it is very, very close to coming out. Like we are talking within the next week to week and a half. You guys will all be aware of what is happening.
Whew.
And we'll finally know. But Chris the Guy 5 has been cooking after, I think it's been like 2 weeks of silence from me. I've been silent for 2 weeks, silently.
I wouldn't say silent. You came into MCCIC, was just like, yeah, I'm here to help, and then suddenly, boom, admin basically did a lot that helped host the last one. I wouldn't say you've been too quiet.
I mean, quietly working on this mainly is
not letting too many people know about it.
Yeah, this one's very secretive. Being able, I've been wanting to talk about this thing for so long, and I can't wait for this video to come out so I can talk about it because it's a genius idea. I think that not a lot of people wanted to do, but always thought of, that I came on and said, yeah, we do it.
Yeah.
And there was also another idea that I had. I can actually maybe leak this idea slightly because it's one of my original ideas I thought of, and I didn't want IT to steal it because I thought about it for IT and then I got removed, so I couldn't do it. But it may become a community thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think I want to go too much into it, but it's basically, if you know what MCC Underdogs was, it's kind
Yeah.
of that, but different.
Yeah.
And I would say extremely different.
Okay.
And
It's a cool little
extremely
leap.
different in the way of, oh my god, that's the sickest thing I've ever heard. I don't want to get
Okay.
too much into it, but that one I am hellbent on hosting, and I am hellbent on making it a reality because I think it'll probably be one of the more fun tourneys
I think
for
that's
anyone.
one thing the entire staff team have been looking at is let's keep doing things different. Like we could just keep pumping out more balanced tourneys, the same thing over and over again, or we could do what we're doing and come up with fresh ideas and
I
you know really give the players something to look forward to other than boom another tourney, boom another tourney.
yeah, that's kind of what I stepped onto the scene in community. I stepped on, I was like, okay, let's see what I can do differently to what they are doing. And you guys were hosting like balanced betas every like month or so, I would say.
Yeah, and
Which
sprinkling the
IT
chosen tourneys in
yeah,
there as well.
yeah, IT would do 2 of those a month. Or yeah. So I just like 2 of those style tourneys in a month. So I decided, why don't we think of non-cannons we can host every month, and then maybe a beta balanced 2 a month. Who knows? So, or maybe one beta balanced beta a month and one new original idea that we could use as a non-canon. And that's kind of
Yeah.
what I've been trying to do. Because there's this balanced beta coming out this weekend, I do believe, or maybe not this weekend. I don't know when it is. I forget when the times of some stuff is, but
Yeah.
so there's this balanced beta almost pop up happening.
Yeah,
But then there's
this
also
one's
this.
happening tomorrow at 7:30, so
Mm,
everyone stay
yeah.
tuned in. I believe the teams on if you're playing or not have been announced during us recording this. So
Yeah, the teams. I think the teams. Yeah,
to
the
be fair,
teams were announced as we're recording this.
by the time this is out, the tournament will have been played and everyone will have had a good time. But so we
Yeah.
can probably talk about the fact that there is going to be some crazy teams. It's going to be another crazy chosen tournament because we always see all the S tiers band together to make the most disgusting things you'll ever see.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what chosen tourneys normally are. Everyone plays with their friends because people are friends with people of their skill level. Like I'm friends with Sour, and people aren't real, though people aren't real is a bit better than me. I'm friends with people that are roughly my skill level, and uh, people like Baccs, for example. He's friends with Dald and Proxpect, who are both the same kind of OP skill level. And Lem, you're friends with who was it? I forgot.
I'm friends with like Yog and Lux and Speedy
Yeah,
Chills. Like again,
yeah,
people who maybe a little bit better than me, but they're around my skill level.
yeah.
Like
Shout out Speedy Chills, absolute legend.
go, yeah,
Oh,
Absolute
Speedy
legend.
Chills, the legend. Oh, love that
We
guy.
love Speedy Chills.
Yeah.
We love Speedy Chills.
I could talk about for hours how many times I've flirted with men. It is uncanny. Like, I'm surprised we haven't talked about this yet. I
It's a weird topic, my friend.
yeah, no,
Hey, we
but
go
I
for it.
feel
We
like
go for it. No.
I gotta get it out there. There's Mr. Aren't Real, as I call him, aka People Aren't Real, number one hole in the wall player. I religiously flirt with this man. It is it's horrible, and he's a taken man. He is the most taken
But,
man on the planet. Yet
but
I
now,
still do it.
but now.
Oh, for now, yeah. And same with one of my other good friends, the main Meek. He's a moderator and stuff like that. He's great, but we go at it. It is probably the most intense flirting you could ever hear. and we
Yeah.
just keep going and going and going, and it's great. Oh my god.
Cool. So I've just got like a few basic questions to wrap up today's podcast. So some ones that we might bring back, we might ask every guest.
Aw.
So although you host all these tournaments, you are a player as well. Is there a team that you really would like to be part of coming up?
Ooh.
I wanted to hear this question. I'm not gonna lie. Knowing Chris, I know something. I know there's a team
So-
in his mind that's busted that he's gonna.
So you want me to think of a team that I really want to make happen, or a team I really want to be in?
A team
Both.
you want to be in, a team you
Why
want
don't
to
we
be
do both?
in, is all what I'm after.
I,
Do
I
both.
I can do both. I might as well
Okay.
do both. So personally for me, I really want to get involved with Heyday more. So I wanted a Heyday.
Come on.
I wanted a Heyday team. I'm gonna be honest. I simp for Heyday. I want a Heyday team. Simple as that. That's what I want. I want a Heyday team. Maybe throw Mr. Aren't Real in there. He's a great guy. That's what I want.
Yeah.
A team I really want to make happen. Something I've tried so much is put these three people, these three friends, best of friends probably. I've wanted to put them together for so long, but I never could because they're all three like the most cracked individuals on the platform.
Yeah.
Haidu, Board LMAO, Zenroll. I wanted to put them together for so long, and I've tried multiple times, but they're just too OP. And it's the same with another set of players. This is Sour and Brunted. They have wanted the team together a lot.
Wait,
I've wanted
I
to
think.
make that
Hold on, I'm just looking at the teams we have for this tournament coming up Sunday. We have Haidu Zenral board on one of the chosen teams.
They
God,
got it.
God
They
is-
got
yeah,
in one.
God is God, it's impossible for a balance, but they're in for the chosen.
Oh yes.
And guess who's the
I-
fourth? Guess who's the fourth on that team?
Who?
You're looking at him.
Wait, what? It's you, Lem?
No, it's this guy.
Baccs! Oh my god, you guys won! You guys may have just won. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, by the time this is out, we will have known if they've won or not. But
Yeah, we
to
wouldn't have,
ra-
we don't
yeah.
know yet. But oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I've wanted that to happen for so long. I've tried it
That's
so
that's
many
awesome
times.
that that's a team that you wanted, and it just so happened that it's happening tomorrow. And by the time people may have watched this, they may have won the tournament already.
God, that's stacked, bro. That's insane.
So
That team
yeah,
goes so hard.
just to finish up, is there anything you'd like to plug? Either anything you're working on, just MCC or non-MCCI related?
Oh, why are we ending so soon? I was having so
Oh,
much fun.
I know.
Hey,
Yeah.
you never know. This could be a part 2 of this podcast. Not
Yes,
saying
yes,
what happened, but
Bring me
obviously.
back.
Hey.
Bring me back.
Hey, if people want Chris back, let us know.
Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments.
Hey,
Let us know.
Hey, I need you guys to let me back. Let me back in. But so basically, check out one of the 6 servers I'm staffed for. MCCIA, Hole in the Wall Dojo, Community. You know the drill. Be on the lookout for seeing me in a video again for Community. Coming out soon, very soon. I'm really excited about
Very
that.
soon.
Be on the lookout for that tourney as well, which is going to be crazy. Everyone's going to sign up for that one. I'm predicting to have over 200 signups for this new big tourney for Community.
Wow. Okay. You got me hyped, bro. You
I-
can't say that at the end, bro. Oh my
Look
days.
look out for that, and just look out for what I do next. Because I mean, a lot of people call me the cook the guy 5. I get that a lot. So yeah, I guess my ideas are great, and my fails are few. So that's all I got.
Yeah.
That's
So-
one way to end. That's one way to sign out.
There
Any
we
last
go.
words,
So, yep. No. So, thank you everyone who watches and subscribe, like, all that jazz. We're gonna hope to make the next episode a little less of a gap between them. Hope to see you all guys soon.
Take care.
Bye.